All right. So where did your problems start?
I was just walking by my local park, and there was a statue of James Buchanan, 15th president of the United States.
Does he remind you of your father?
No, I could hear him speaking to me, saying the
Speaking,
worst things.
Like
guess-
what kind of things?
He just hated all sorts of people.
Like what kind of people are we talking? I need you to elaborate here.
All sorts. He hates all of them. He hates Friends. And then I heard it from Andrew Jackson too, and the Jefferson Memorial. They hated Bill Cosby's show. They hate all people. Seinfeld. It was the worst. So I had to take him down.
Like all of them?
All of them. I take down every single statue. They all talk to me and say how they hate all sitcom TV shows. They hated Big Bang Theory.
Oh well, I mean, I could kind of agree with them on that. But
Me too. It's a pretty bad show.
at this point, I'm kind of having a session with I don't know if you know the legal ramifications of what you just did, but I don't know if we can keep having these sessions, Steven.
That's racist. And I'm Steve.
I'm Tom.
And this is Demagogue News with things you need to know about episode 33.
34? I think we're at 34.
No, 32.
Pretty sure it's 30.
I'm really bad at this.
Pretty sure it's no. Like let's get onto our Facebooks here during recording.
34 coming in hot for you. What's going on, Tom?
Like for a Tom life, like pretty good.
Yeah,
For-
in life in Casa de Tom. How's it going?
It's going well. How about yours?
It's going something. I'll tell you that. It's like every day can't be more impressive, and then it is. Just every day, it's incredible, increíble.
Yeah, as far as like actual like doing research for the show, like we're talking about our lives separate from what's going on in the country right now. It's like I have to take breaks and put on like feel good music just to keep like balance out the mood.
Yeah, I gotta take a drive sometimes. It's just like, all right, it's like the end of the world here. Just clear it out, then we can go back to watching the end of the world happen.
Yeah, it is fucking wild out there.
Yeah, let's start with the big one. Happy Father's Day, everybody. That just happened. Except for in Chicago. Apparently, Chicago decided not to have a good time, and 104 people were shot
I think
in
it was
Chicago.
101, right? Is the number up now?
This is from the Chicago Sun-Times. 104
Damn.
shot, 14 killed over Father's Day weekend,
Holy Christ.
including 4 teenagers and a 3-year-old boy.
Like how is that not like front of the page headlining
50
news?
people. Father's Day weekend is only Saturday, Sunday. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know if they're counting Friday and Monday.
Maybe like Friday after 5 p.m. I don't know. Whatever the case.
From Friday evening to Monday morning, it says right
yeah,
there.
Okay.
So inside of 96 hours,
104 people. That's ridiculous.
that's a lot.
Like, I'm sorry, but can we reform the city of Chicago? Like
25 people a day for 4 days?
So yeah, that's my question. That like, okay, do those Black Lives matter? Because I haven't looked at the
Does that little
demographics.
3-year-old boy's life
Yeah.
matters?
Like I haven't looked at the demographics, but I'm making a huge assumption here that a lot of them are black.
It's a very black town, Chicago. Statistically, you're going to be correct. Yeah.
That's just a 3-year-old boy too. That is fucking despicable.
Yeah, teenagers shot at from a gray sedan. Yeah,
They're like kids.
13-year-old girl. Yeah, it's wild. A girl inside her house. She was inside her house, got shot in the neck. 2 kids were sitting on the porch when they noticed a red laser pointing at them and heard gunfire. Holy cow!
Yeah.
Someone opened fire at the baby's father while they were driving, and
And hit the baby.
yeah,
Oh my god.
Jesus. Toddler was struck in the back. Yeah, it's crazy.
That is tragic, and we haven't heard anything of what the police.
What happened there? What
Yeah.
is Chicago PD doing or not doing?
Yeah, they
Or
might.
being told not to do.
They might have either gotten a case of the blue flu, or their police department has told them not to intervene in case you get into another situation like what happened outside of the Wendy's at Atlanta. Which, now that I'm saying that, there was a shooting outside of that Wendy's, the one that got torched.
Yeah.
Shooting right outside of it, like
Again?
this past weekend. So yeah, a shooting. No, this was like pedestrian on pedestrian.
But after Richard.
Yes, after Rayshard Brooks was shot there.
What the fuck?
And then on top of that, 51 people were shot in New York City over the weekend. like, like what in the? Yeah, defund the police. Like, please.
Defund the police. Please defund the police.
Yeah, we are.
Go ahead.
Seeing the direct effect of it right now.
Go ahead. And when there's just at this point now, I would consider this a minor uprest, or like this is a minor, cultural event happening. This isn't like this is big, but like
are you comparing it to what it could be?
Yeah, what it could be. This is just the beginning. 150 people between two cities.
Yeah, that's
What the fuck?
when you say this is the beginning, I definitely think that you're right. I think that we finally hit a point that we can't return from.
Yeah, we've just crested. Like the train is going to the bridge, and they've hit the point of no return where you can't brake fast enough now.
Mm-mm.
So now all you gotta do is jump it. That's all you can do at this point. It is 151 people in New York.
Like,
Is that the boroughs or Manhattan?
I wouldn't say Manhattan. So it's probably like the
From
Bronx.
the 5
mainly,
boroughs.
like,
Okay.
Yeah, Queens.
Jesus.
But yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
And
I hear nothing about it.
yeah,
We hear
yeah,
about
exactly.
CHOP.
Like
we hear about more George Floyd things. I'm sorry. If we equate by people, 100 people got shot. Like, I don't think that the casualty we had when we were in the middle of the Iraq War. 100 people in a day got shot.
Yeah, and that was in Iraq.
Yeah, in an active war zone.
Like we're in domestic soil right here, right now, and
Where
like
there's a Walmart and a McDonald's and liquor store and whatever you want.
yeah, like just like a random like residential areas even. So
Jesus Christ.
that's my question. Like if Black Lives Matter, why don't those Black Lives matter?
These apparently were worth dog shit. Apparently.
Yeah, like it's just it's honestly like, people like George Floyd, they just take their names and then like use them as banners for what they want.
Right.
Like, it's their movement.
Right. They
Against
they
the
morph it
establishment.
into like whatever symbol they want. But 100 people got shot. Like
Now,
You know
104
what?
people in
The Chi-
Chicago.
the Chicago medical system must be on fucking point.
How so?
100 people were probably brought to the hospital inside 4
That's
days
true.
for GSWs.
I mean, they do have like a good medical system out there.
That must be the shit. You have a problem, go to Chicago.
But that being said, this is also really weird to me because Chicago is on super lockdown right now. I don't even know if they're in phase 1.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep. Like the state of Illinois, J.B. Pritzker is one of those guys who's like, we can't really do anything till we have a vaccine. So Chicago's been under super lockdown and they've had 104 shootings.
Illinois urged protesters. Oh no, they were about to be scheduled phase 3 when the protests all started happening in the beginning of
Good luck.
June. So yeah, that's kind of fucked.
Yeah, so not a good time to go out and actually I think like my youngest sister went to Chicago like fairly recently. Like I want
So the question is, where is Miss Lightfoot? Lori Lightfoot,
Oh yeah,
the
she's
healthy-
awfully silent.
the healthiest mayor in the United States
When 104 of her citizens were shot.
in the last 96 hours. Bro.
Yeah, I
What
haven't
the
heard any
fuck?
statements from Mayor Lightfoot. That's a good question.
That's wild, bro. That is wild.
You'd think that's a pretty important thing to talk about.
Give me, if I type in Lori Lightfoot, I better see talks about blank.
Yeah, pull that up, Jamie.
Yeah. Lightfoot stands by top cop on heels of violent weekend. Yeah, what you got, Chicago Tribune? 106, apparently.
The number keeps going up. Wow.
J.B. Pritzker. The Reverend Ira Acree calls upon Lightfoot, Pritzker, and Donald Trump. I wish the president cared about Chicago, because Chicago needs some real serious attention. This is a disgrace. Well, that's pretty accurate, Reverend.
Yeah.
That is on point. Yeah, why don't you get Trump to do something about it? Because y'all need some milk. Yeah, this is calling the number of people shot war numbers.
They are.
That
He
sounds
is
like war numbers.
Not wrong.
Did she have confidence in Brown, Miss Lightfoot? Blah 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 blah. Oh, and then Trump bad. Trump Yeah, Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm not surprised.
So wait, yeah. So you blame it on Trump? It's like, oh yeah, well look at that orange man.
Like
He's having a
the
rally.
articles about this terrible thing and what their governing people are going to do about it in Illinois and Chicago. And the end of the articles, President Trump started his in-person campaigning in Tulsa,
Classic.
Oklahoma, where he failed to fill an arena and had to cancel an event.
Classic bait and switch. Like,
And then what's the very last thing? Welcome to the spin. That's what it says at the end of the article.
oh my god. You can't write this shit.
Oh, well, the thing is, Chicago must have done the same thing as New Jersey because the problems are linked to violent felons and called for improvements on Cook County's electronic monitoring program in which defendants are released from jail to await trial while confined to their homes.
Oh,
Was
man.
that during the coronavirus?
I don't see a link here.
No, I don't see it. I don't see it either.
We released possibly violent felons.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Oh lord.
But speaking of Trump, you watched the Trump rally, Tom. You watched
I
it in
did.
total in Tulsa.
And,
How was it?
Yeah, the whole thing. Obviously, parts of it were very annoying. I mean, obviously, this is no new news. Trump's ego is
Through the roof.
gargantuan. So he spent
The
an
biggest.
inordinate amount of time talking about like his slip down the ramp, and pretty much like
Them
Yeah,
damn
yeah.
fake news, CNN.
yeah, like shit talking. These are the greatest. This is the greatest economy not only in the country but in all of history. Like
Alexander the Great, Alexander the Not So Great. He never even got back home.
yeah, like just like shit like that. That being said, he's as far as like his little quips, like he's never been better.
Just
talking.
just like a gunfire. Bam,
Some
bam,
of these
bam.
lines that he had, just like there's not like 19 names for this disease, like the Kung flu. Like he said that in
Oh,
public. I was
God.
losing it. Said, like I brought the Russians and the Saudis to the table. That's that was no problem. It's a real problem having AOC in charge of your petroleum. like.
Damn.
So he talks a lot of shit on AOC. Also, he was saying like, and she's for wind turbines. You want to see a lot of dead birds? Go over to like at the bottom of one of these.
I believe those things cause cancer. So
Saying that, talked a little bit of shit on Ilhan Omar. Saying like, she wants to talk about how bad America is. Well, that's because she wants to make it just like the country she came from.
yeah.
like this, and I guess to top things off, talking about Joe Biden. It's like, Joe, he's a puppet. I'm not saying it's unwarranted.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's wrong.
Biden can't even control these people. You know what he's saying to his wife when he's not confusing her with his sister? Get me out of here.
Oh
the
man,
lines were funny,
the
but
shit talking has started.
he was saying a lot of like, if you even have like remote right sympathies, like he knew how to hit them in this rally.
And squeeze them and twist them.
Like just saying stuff like like we believe in law and order. Like we believe in like building yourself up. We do believe this is a great country, and there are like people out here to tear it down. Instead of like I guess the destruction that you see on the news, he's trying to promote things like we're gonna build stuff.
Things
we're
are
gonna make
still
this,
great.
or like we're going to make them great. Like we're going like it was a more of a positive message, like towards the end of it,
I mean, that's
which I thought
good.
he did well at.
yeah, that's good.
I mean, supposedly, like the Dems trolled the shit out of him by booking like an inordinate amount of seats.
Yeah, I've been hearing that like South Korean TikTokers. That's been the biggest thing. AOC said, "Thanks, Zoomers. You're able to troll Trump." Ha ha ha. I didn't know the real validity of that. That was true or not.
Yeah,
but
me neither. That's what
I
word
don't
on
think
the street
the
is.
J-pop band BTS is going to be doing anything about American politics.
They did donate $1 million to Black Lives Matter.
I stand corrected. Excuse me.
It's the indulgence payment, so that they can keep touring in the U.S.
in the United
It's like-
States. Yeah,
Even though, like-
it's the toll
yeah,
that
it
must be
is.
paid.
It's-
A mere $1 million.
BTS are good people. We play in America.
You watch yourself now.
Yeah, right. I don't even give a fuck. It's 2020, dude.
And the points don't matter.
Nah, not at all. So that was like the Trump rally, which they were getting a lot of shit for not social distancing, very few masks.
Well, apparently, when you signed up to get a ticket for the
Yeah.
Trump rally,
Mhm.
you had to sign what was it? A disclaimer?
yeah,
Yeah, a waiver
Mhm.
saying that if you get the Rona from this, that you can't. Donald Trump is not liable.
Yeah, well,
That was
I
pretty
mean,
funny. But if you
that's
sign it,
funny.
you're like, fuck it, I don't give a damn. I'm gonna see my dude in Tulsa. Who gives a fuck?
I mean, the funniest thing to me though was that okay, like I'm definitely seeing like on my news feed constantly like, oh, so and so at Trump rally tests positive for corona. I'm like, what about the protests though? Like,
Yeah.
you haven't talked anything about.
Apparently, this was just a scant 6,300 people. There've been bigger protests in the United States than with 6,000 people.
Yeah,
If the Trump rally kills everybody, then how is it that all these protests that have been going on for 26 days?
yeah,
Nah, it's whatever.
yeah. I
Nah,
mean,
it's
in
whatever.
New York, you can't even ask. So
No.
whatever. You want to know where else they're not wearing masks or social distancing? Chop.
Chop. Let's talk about Chop.
Yeah,
Tom.
let's get into. So, some riveting news over at Chop. Supposedly, they're going to be. Supposedly, like, let's put that in quotation.
Yeah, the hard word, supposedly.
They're going to be phasing out of the area, and the Seattle PD is supposed to be retaking the precinct.
Yeah. And why did this happen? Well, for the past 2 days, there have been shootings in Chop.
Yeah, 3 people have been
Three
shot.
people have been shot. I was watching a live stream of a border guard, somebody. I don't know. I don't know if they're part of the John Brown Gun Club. You know, lefty gun guys wearing his cool tactical outfit with his AR and a green mask. He was live streaming and was pretty close to it happening. And he had his phone out, recording. Bang, 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 bang. And then somebody, possibly the person that fired the gun, stole the dude's phone out of his hand and said, "You're not giving this back," and ran with it while the stream was on.
Oh, that's amazing.
That was comedy gold.
That's amazing.
And then he finally realizes it's streaming and turns it off.
Ooh.
Somebody in my internet channels was able to pull it up for me, and I was like, whoa, that is some shit right there. And that was the second shooting. As you know, as we were talking about last night, I was looking for that other one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was when 2 people got shot. 1 person died.
Yeah.
That was a day before yesterday. And I think that Durkin's realizing people are going to start dying, and it's going to be my fault.
Yeah. She's
It's going to be
about to
all
take
my
the
fault,
blame
actually.
for allowing people to take 6 blocks of your city.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the third shooting was a teenage boy who was shot in the arm. Obviously going to make a full recovery.
Good to hear.
But, yeah, that being said, so now Jenny Durkin finally digging her heels in and after, was it 2 weeks?
Well, I mean, let's read digging her heels. City would attempt to phase down nighttime activity.
Mm-hmm.
So, nothing good happens after 2 a.m. And will not be using the police to clear the zone, but they'll try to get people to leave the area voluntarily.
Yeah, good luck.
Well, she's going to be using resources for homeless people and working with the community groups to try to cajole people to leave the area, where dozens of tents have been sprouted up in recent weeks, along with couches, guerrilla gardens, and graffiti. It's time for people to go home.
This is technically the first test of defund the police. Can you get people to
Now there's no police. What happens when you put the police back?
Or when you said cajole them with homeless resources. This is kind of like what the original defund the police message was like. Like, we're gonna put it into resources, and one of them was homeless.
They're winning. They're getting what they want.
Yeah, so we'll see how effective that is to get the people to willingly vacate Chop.
Some organizers affiliated with the protest distributed a letter suggesting that Chop hours are 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. to encourage the area to stop being a chaotic, immobile zone in the overnight hours. Because people just roam. They lose all semblance of traffic laws, and they're just walking. There's a curb, but nobody cares. Blep, walk. Yeah, that's funny. That's about 2 weeks too late.
Yeah,
Durkin.
Just a bit. Yeah, you can't appease people, and it's going to be tenfold harder.
A day or two would have been okay, that was some crazy bullshit, but you figured it out.
Yeah.
It's been 14 days now. You crazy woman.
So, I guess going back to the shootings, by the way, which is what prompted all of this, Raz Simone finally spoke for the first, he tweeted.
Oh, he did?
He tweeted about
Raz.
it, and he blamed it on the cops because they didn't respond in time, even though they were being blocked from entering to get the people.
Ain't that just something? Ain't that just something, huh, Sound? That's hilarious. I
Yeah.
thought he was the cops.
I thought he was too. But he said like, oh yeah, they let this dude bleed out for 30 minutes. It's like, or a lot of you like block the cops from getting in.
And
Like,
what, the cops supposed to run over 8 people to save the one
Yeah.
person? Can't run over
it's
people.
damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Damn if you do, damn if you don't.
So that was fun stuff. And also speaking of Chaz, I guess they've been like roughing up journalists, which also probably contributed to this.
I mean, isn't that like against the Geneva Convention? Is attacking journalists?
Chop never signed the Geneva Convention.
That's true. They're just like North Korea and like Iran.
Yep.
Yeah,
So,
fantastic.
yeah, I was watching an interview with a dude who like had his phone out, and then like Raz's boys noticed, like hit him in the face, and then they were trying to chase this dude down and interrogate him for committing espionage on their
Sedition.
security. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, so they heavily monitor social media like within the Chop.
It's almost
So
like
they-
they're trying to censor things in their own
Uh-huh.
domain. What good little socialists they are. They're playing it right to the... Hey, at least they're trying. They're trying hard
Yeah.
to keep it the socialist way. Yeah, and apparently the Seattle City Council... These city councils, what the hell is their power ability to do things? They passed a ban on tear gas and similar munitions by police. So, less than lethal, items in which the police can use to police people.
Yeah. So like, what are you left with? Your nightstick and your gun?
I mean, similar munitions. That's not pepper spray. Tasers are one shots only.
Yeah.
You don't reload very fast with a taser.
And every now and then people do die from tasers. So are they?
No,
really,
they don't. Yeah, they die from the taser. They crack their head in the ground and they die. I wonder if that bans like the acoustic weapon. It's called like a LRAD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know if they have those in Seattle.
Yeah, they can probably get them. No
Yeah.
foam tip projectiles, flashbangs, pepper spray, or tear gas.
Oh boo.
So that's all the fun ones. That's terrible.
Guess I'll just have to use my handgun.
I'll just have to use my firearm.
Shucks.
Oh no. Well, that's not even the craziest thing that I think is coming out, because we talk a lot about the media
Mm-hmm.
being the ones that are fanning the flames on this.
Yeah.
Bezos has gone full, like, just swaying the banhammer, just like the full Mjolnir, just slam on the ground with this new Amazon. You seen the ads for this Amazon show?
No. Oh, with Krakos?
Kraka.
Yeah.
So, what's going on right now? Social unrest based on systemic racism
Mm-hmm.
and prejudice against other races. This tribalistic us versus them, this
Yeah.
dividing of people. And then I see this going around. Revenge porn TV series. It's basically revenge porn. That's
Yeah.
exactly what it is. Is that white supremacist somehow falls into an alternate reality where he goes back to 1845
Mm-hmm.
and and the roles are switched.
Yeah.
And black people are the slave owners and white people are the slaves. And it goes very in depth of how people get brutalized, raped, and hanged. And you're gonna release this show now.
Yes. Yes.
Uh,
Let the humiliation continue.
I don't even see how that. You're doing it on purpose at this point.
No, they are.
You're doing it on purpose.
It's like, look how cool I am, BLM. I'm releasing like a reverse racism film.
Oh, that's a fantastic little thing. A Twitter user called "Kill All Whites Tonight." No, on the forum All Hip Hip, the user "Kill All Whites Tonight" post beautiful. Let's pay back to these white cowards what they have done.
Oh joy! Nothing
Oh,
like a
gosh.
feel-good message. Dude.
Oh, it's set to release on iTunes and Amazon right before the 2020 U.S. presidential elections.
Oh,
Lest you forget about
lovely.
race problems, and it's the end of September, we're gonna remind you.
No, I mean,
We're
I
gonna
don't.
remind you.
I definitely don't think that we should regulate the arts. So yeah.
Yeah, but this is pretty fucky.
release Kraka, but I'm just saying, like, what do we need now? Something unifying.
Yeah, no, and like Mr. Richest person in the world,
Yeah.
in possibly the history of ever.
Possibly.
Possibly. That's just wild. Like that was total left field of this. I saw an ad for this show. I was like, what is going on with this right now? But I guess the flip side, when would that ever be like, possible to actually shoot that show? 10 years
Yeah.
ago, that show would not have been greenlit.
Yeah, that's true.
So now would be like the perfect time.
Seize the opportunity.
Oh gosh.
So yeah, and that's just like one little facet of this whole like movement that's taken the country by
this
storm.
is such a massive cauldron full of
Yeah.
bubbling potions of things that we're only able to just get these snippets
Mhm.
of the small things that get missed, because we, I think everybody hears about the big deal things. What is the things that you miss of this swirling, maelstrom that is all this thing happening right now? Oh man.
That's like it's hitting the country faster than like I think anyone can react.
Oh, this is fast. This is fast.
It's and if you haven't listened to episode 4, you really
please
should.
listen.
Because this is very Marxist, like insanely Marxist. Destroying history,
Erasing what was good, demonizing anything in the past, no matter what it is.
Mhm.
I even saw that apparently Abraham Lincoln didn't do enough with the Emancipation Proclamation.
Yeah. Take down the statues too.
Yep. To
Let's
take
do it.
Lincoln Memorial, burn that motherfucker to the ground. Didn't do enough.
Yeah.
Gettysburg Address, waste of time apparently.
Yeah, so like, and Ulysses S. Grant, the general
Bad.
that beat the Confederates.
The commander of the military of the army back then, right underneath Honest Abe himself.
Yeah.
He's bad. Oh, okay.
Yeah, just everything
Really?
is bad. Part of it to me is kind of like the white liberals distancing themselves from like the American past. It's like, see, look how good we are. Like we disowned this, and at the same time, like it definitely feeds into their feeling of importance because like Black America, you need us to like.
Right, we're here to help you.
Yeah, it's almost like saying like you can't do this on your own. It's kind of paternal.
It's infantilizing.
Yeah.
And that's what's happened to the African American for the longest time. Is not only are they not good enough, is that they're so weak that we have to help you. You can't do anything for yourself.
Yeah, they've convinced like Black America that they can't do it.
Right.
Like, which they're obviously like there are tons of Black Americans who are self-made, but a lot of them just get like taken under the wing of the Democratic establishment and be like, oh yeah, go ahead and like preach this to the rest of them that we have.
Yeah,
their
it's sad
salvation.
almost,
Yeah,
like-
it's very sad. So and going off of that, with all of these protests, there are a couple of figures who I really respect, like David Goggins or Dave Chappelle, who stand in solidarity with what's going on right now. And I think that they see it as, because those guys experience like real racism, and they see it as a
black
way
folk,
to,
yes.
as a way to like almost like fight back against like some of the demons that haunted them when they were younger men. Because like David Goggins was talking about, like he went to high school in Indiana where there were like some Black people.
Yeah,
but
it was
not
very
many.
little, and like getting sprayed paint on his car.
Yeah, like like
and
people fucking with him, right?
His
Like
Spanish
that.
Notebook, and
Yeah, exactly. You watch the video, like
I
saying,
think
like,
the disappointing thing is that like those things he tells about all his stories, and then the pushback he gets when he writes his book is that, oh, that shit didn't happen to you.
yeah, like
You're
that,
lying.
That is the saddest part of that
Yeah.
whole thing is like people telling him that like that didn't happen.
Yeah, that shit didn't happen to you, bro. You're gonna tell me that didn't happen? What if you told a woman that, oh, that wasn't, you didn't get raped?
Yeah, exactly. Like it's the exact same argument.
Whoa, no.
So I think that's why like guys like those two, they're obviously like intelligent guys.
Yeah, at this point, very successful.
Yeah, but most people they thrive on, they make decisions on emotion. Not saying that we're any different.
We're humans as well.
Yeah. But at the same time, it's a lot more than that. This isn't just like about equal rights. This is about like
It's about unequal rights.
it's about destroying the existing system and
Right. Which every other any other time that history was denied, like anytime that any government or any organization denied history, they never lasted very long.
I mean, even if we were saying like some of the longest, like the Soviets lasted like
Lasted
what,
like
70
six-
74 years, I
Yeah.
want to say, of the Soviet Union. So
that ain't a long time in the scheme of things.
no, not really. And that's like Nazi Germany.
Yeah, that was like almost 10 years.
yeah, it was like
Nazi Germany.
yeah, like maybe
35, 36
yeah,
to 45.
yeah. So it doesn't work well, mainly because you don't have any lessons to go off of, and
You have to make them all again. And it can't sound like the past.
yeah,
the past is bad.
Past bad. But the funniest thing, speaking of that, like I heard a guy for some footage in Chop on the microphone, like on a megaphone, saying, what happened in the French Revolution? You guys know what happened? Like, to the people who stood against it, like, chop, chop. And I'm like, you are a fucking idiot. Because,
Oh.
like, guess what happened to the people who were lopping off heads?
They were right in line.
Yeah, they faced the same guillotine.
Ah.
So
You want to talk about Robespierre? We can talk about Robespierre.
yeah, Maximilien Robespierre was the guillotine guy until he faced it himself.
Right, because the people turned on the fact that it was getting wild in France.
And, just like a lot of his present-day compatriots, he was a little bitch when he was supposed to face it. He tried to shoot himself and ended up just shooting himself in the jaw and not killing
and
himself.
still alive enough to be...
Yeah, he still got beheaded. Yeah, so, that being said, like, with this like ideology of destroying history, they also try to keep you on your toes by the rule. It's very 1984-esque because...
it is so 1984. It's disgusting.
Like, Orwell was too good. We didn't deserve him.
He was the time traveler.
He was.
He just, if he said 2020, that'd be a little too accurate. So he just put a different number. So maybe people in the 80s that read it thinking, oh my gosh, 1984, they would have 40 years to figure it out.
They could have saved us.
Gen X, thanks.
So, in 1984, it's essentially it's supposed to be like the Soviet Union, but the party creates an eternal present. So they destroy the past, and they just keep making a present where the party is always right. So the present is always changing, and that's kind of actually exactly what you see with like organizations like BLM and Antifa, where the rules keep changing so that they're always right somehow, some way, and you have to conform to those rules. That's how you remain like under their thumb.
Right, because if the rule can change in a day, that could be totally damning to you. So you have to police yourself to make sure you're in line, because the consequences are far too great if you didn't follow the rules.
And nobody's immune to it. Jimmy Kimmel just went on a very convenient vacation because of the blackface that he did, pretending to be Karl Malone back in like on the Man Show.
Oh, I thought that was a typo because Late Show Jimmy Fallon got hit with blackface.
Oh yeah, he did. He was pretending to be Chris Rock.
Chris Rock in like the late 90s.
Yep.
When Chris Rock was like the shit.
I mean, Chris Rock is still pretty funny.
I think he's been sitting on some cash for a while. He's not
puts
not in
out
Rush Hour
much
anymore.
less.
Yeah,
that's Chris Tucker, dude.
Oh, Chris Tucker. Fuck, I always get them confused. That's bad.
Oh boy.
Chris Rock. Yeah, I like Chris Rock.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, he hasn't. Yeah, he really hasn't been putting out much material as of
I think
late.
they just paid him so much fucking money for the Shrek movies that like, why do you need to work anymore?
Wasn't Grown Ups.
Grown-ups.
The very esteemed Grown Ups.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. With. Nah, I think he's just sitting on that Shrek money. Same thing, Jack Black for the last Kung Fu Panda.
Oh, dude,
he
Shrek
hated
is Eddie Murphy.
No, I'm saying Kung Fu Panda. Jack Black.
No, you're talking about Chris Rock, dude. That's Eddie Murphy. You're really not proving our point here, dude.
These damn black comedians. I'm doing a terrible job.
Oh, man.
Shit.
Christ. You heard it here first.
That was Eddie Murphy.
Boy. All right, anyway, though. Okay, that being said, Steve and I were watching the Brett Weinstein, the latest one that he had with Joe Rogan, and he
interesting.
Talks a lot about it. Weinstein is by no means a right-wing guy. He's pretty.
He's by no means also a political pundit either.
No, he's not. He's like center-left if you have to put him somewhere. But he's an evolutionary biologist, so he's also like very, like scientifically minded, if you will. Like
it follows a scientific method in all things.
Yeah. So therefore, he talks about like this movement and what it is and how it's like kind of this weird amoeba where it doesn't have like a like definite leader, but at the same time it has like it's done very intelligently, the fact that it can just absorb everything around it.
Well, it needs no leaders because it has a doctrine, and anybody can learn the doctrine and to be part of it. You don't have to be recruited. You don't have to go through training. You can just be in it because the requirements are quite low. You don't have to have specialized training.
Yeah.
You don't have to have anything except for 2 arms and 2 legs. So it's all decentralized command. So it turns into a terrorist cell of separate insurgents that do the same thing for a common goal.
But you see it countrywide, and they've been very effective.
Yeah, they're totally decentralized. There's no one you can reason with or negotiate with.
Yeah, so that way you can't take the head off the snake.
Right. It's just a unlimited headed Hydra.
Yeah. Good Hercules reference there. And it's just like what they want to do. There's and Weinstein. Steve described him as a very sad, smart man.
Yeah.
It's not a feel good.
It's not a feel good, and it's not very positive. It's very doomery.
He talks about how he sees that the most that the path we're heading toward is almost inevitable civil war, civil strife.
Right. That the likes of that would make 1964 seem small.
You know, we have some pretty good weapons now.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
We're not gonna nuke each other.
Yeah. I'm just happy that there's the only man who has the nukes is Orange.
What about Winnie the Pooh?
He won't get involved. He's just gonna wait for us to beat each other up.
Speaking of China, I think the number one thing on the news that is actually way more important than everything going on right now, that I've barely seen any article about, is something happening in the middle of China, kind of in the middle of nowhere, and it's in a small place called the Three Gorges Dam, the largest dam in the world, which carried so much water it actually affected how fast the Earth rotated. Because gravitational inertia, it moved so much weight into one area. Apparently, Three Gorges Dam is at risk of collapsing.
Oh boy!
There has been record rain for the past couple of months, and apparently it's going to be massive rain in the future. And this is an article by the Taiwan News. Taiwan's not the happiest with China, but experts saying that Three Gorges Dam is in danger of collapsing. And that's from the lower part of the Yangtze that would come all the way east to Shanghai. Hundreds of millions of people will be affected by this.
Yeah, that would be absolutely devastating to a recovering China.
Yeah. I mean, apparently they've already lost 8,000 houses from rain already, and that the dam has moved 10 centimeters. I don't know how far dams are supposed to move, but I think concrete things
I don't think they're supposed to move like that
at all.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, and apparently last year their dam was warping and cracking from substandard concrete during its construction. That's not great. It's not great at all. That would be the biggest happening of 2020.
That'd be the biggest natural disaster
in the history of ever.
Hundreds of millions? That's disgusting.
Yeah, refugees from Arab Spring and the total area, just like the amount of Chinese refugees that there would be, because China's already having trouble feeding their people to begin with. The fact that
we
have
a lot of them.
There's a lot of them.
They might move some of them to Xinjiang, so they can dilute the Uyghur population.
The Uyghur, just send them north to Russia, southern Russia. Yeah, it's God.
They might put them in like areas like where there's like a border with, like India, for example, like put them along the Indian border.
Oh, the Kashmir border.
Yeah.
Just make massive new towns just to establish this is the edge of China. Leave us alone, Indians.
So yeah, that way if India ever makes a move, it's on Chinese civilians.
And
yeah.
There might be a war brewing between India and China right now.
Yeah, we'll see.
At the Kashmir border. That's another good one. We talked about it last week as minor things happened.
That would be the most dangerous war the world has seen.
The most people ever fighting at once. And this is from the U.S. World Report. China ordered attack on Indian troops in the Galwan River Valley. Killed dozens. Wow, okay. I mean, people died from each other. That's not great. And I imagine China would win pretty handily against India, but then we'd have to defend India. And this is how a Tom Clancy book starts.
Is that really?
It might as well be.
I mean, that would be crazy. I don't know if we...
Some Indian man named Franz Ferdinand is going to get shot by a Chinese man named Gavrilo Xingchen, and it's all going to be 1912 all over again.
I'm just imagining,
1914 all over again.
Ferdinand de Gavon. Shot.
Yeah, shot right in the face by Gavrilo Xingchen. It's like, oh no. History's irony.
Stop
doing this to us, please.
Oh man. So it's almost like the world is just like this giant powder keg, and it makes Iceland look really good. Maybe New Zealand.
Madagascar is nice this time of year, right?
Nobody will mess around with you there. I'll guarantee it.
Right? Let's go to Serbia.
Yeah, Serbia. I don't know about that.
We gotta move to the Marshall Islands. Nice in the middle of nowhere.
It's
Where
a
there's
U.S. territory.
That's fine. No one cares about.
Thinking like
Let's
Patagonia.
move to the Seychelles, or Nova Scotia, where nothing happens.
And Nova Scotia's still like too close to the U.S. for comfort. Like I just want to be like someplace that's far away.
So when are you moving to Chile?
Dude, Chile would be dope actually.
Santiago. Let's go to
I'm
Santiago.
down with that.
Yeah. Either Peru or Chile.
Yeah, definitely down.
We gotta get on the archipelago, right in the bottom of Chile.
Yeah,
Just get close to the Arctic as possible.
and that's where we will found our utopia.
Yes, and the ice. Vikings of the modern age.
The DGN Topia. Oh man, but
Got anything else, Tom? Apparently, Sean King wants to bring down statues of Jesus.
yeah, I was like,
That was just Sean
Yeah,
King.
white Jesus and his European mother.
Yeah, Sean
I was
King
like,
looks white anyways. Like, bro,
he is white.
Is he Rachel Dozoling people?
Yeah, he is, dude. Okay, because I can't remember the name of the entrepreneur, but he offered to donate $500,000 to Black Lives Matter if Sean King would take a DNA test and publicize the results.
Oh, that's big balls energy,
Shit,
man.
that's
Whip
hilarious.
that dick on the table. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Sean King is a fuck. I fucking hate that guy.
And he's called what about Korean Jesus? He's yoked.
Yeah, he's a pretty cool guy too.
Yeah,
And he
Vietnamese
lifts.
Jesus.
Yeah. Like,
Greek, no, white Jesus. White Jesus is white. Take him down.
I don't. It's ridiculous. It's literally just like trying to get you to bend the knee anywhere. So I guess like to sort of like steer this towards a conclusion, harkening back to the Weinstein interview, he named his two candidates, his ideal candidates, to run as a third party and hopefully save the republic. I honestly think that's too much wishful thinking. It is too late in the game. I'm just saying.
We're gonna say what we got.
Yeah, I'm just saying who is in opposition of bending the knee and allowing all of this destruction to happen. Like, he's not the perfect president, but I'm going to say Orange Man good.
Yeah, I don't think his knees work very well. They're not good at bending, and I think that's a trait that I like.
Yeah, same here. So, like, if he's going to be the figure of law and order, then
That's a good show, and I like it.
yeah, it's probably going to get taken off the air.
Special Victims Unit, though. Dun dun.
No, it'll be gone, just like Paw Patrol.
Damn, Paw Patrol. Well, it's been a long 3 days.
Yeah, it
Since
has
the
been
last
a really
podcast.
long 3 days. Holy shit.
Oh my gosh.
So I
yeah.
can't even imagine what Thursdays is going to look like.
Oh, good boy.
Yeah, so we'll be recording earlier on Thursday, so it'll be out like throughout the day.
Oh yeah. Follow us on Facebook, DGN.
And try to find some positivity in this world.